Hello everyone, welcome to Around the World. Today we will study Egypt. Let's go! The land of Egypt is a desert, except for a strip of fertile land which runs from the country from south to north. Down the middle of this strip flows the River Nile, the river that has brought life to Egypt for thousands of years. Nearly all the people of Egypt are crowded together along the Nile and on the fan-shaped delta which it forms. Hardly any rain falls in Egypt. The Egyptian peasants thus depend on the River Nile for all their water. It provides drinking water for themselves and their cattle, and it waters the fields so that the crops can grow. Some of the peasants still use very old-fashioned methods for taking the water out of the river to their fields. The sakia consists of a large upright wheel with buckets around its edge. As it revolves, the buckets dip into the water, and then they empty into a ditch on top of the bank. A more modern way of watering the fields is to make use of the dams which they have built across the Nile. The greatest of these is the huge Aswan High Dam in the south. Such dams, by storing the water until it is needed, have enabled the peasants to water a much greater area of land. With plenty of water, they can often grow one crop in the summer and another in the winter. They grow many different food crops, among them wheat, maize, rice and sugarcane. Their chief crop, however, is cotton, which they sell in large quantities to other countries. In this hot, dry land, the peasants wear cotton clothing. The men wear a large outer cloak and a round cap to protect their heads from the sun, and also sandals. Often the women are dressed in black. Their homes are small, square huts with flat roofs, on which they store food such as dates. They build these huts with mud bricks which are dried in the sun. Their fields extend just a few miles from the riverside villages where they live. Beside the fields is the desert, a vast barren area of sand and rock. In the desert, the only inhabitants are bands of wandering Bedouin. Their people live in tents, which they take with them as they travel with their animals from one oasis to another. At an oasis, they can obtain loads of water and food. Cairo, on the River Nile, is the capital of Egypt and the largest city in Africa after Lagos. Among the inhabitants are numbers of people from other nations. The Greeks and Syrians, who are especially numerous, have long worked in Egypt as merchants and shopkeepers. In the modern part of the city, most of the people wear a European dress. Here the streets are wide and there are large houses, shops, hotels and other buildings. In the old part of the city, where the poorer Egyptians live, the people dress much like peasants. Here the streets are narrow and winding. The shopping places are the bazaars, passages lined on both sides with small shops and always thronged with people. The minarets of scores of mosques where the Muslims go to worship stand high above all the other buildings. One of the most famous mosques have been a university for centuries. Thousands of young men from all Muslim countries go there to study religion. A few miles from Cairo, at Giza, are those great monuments of ancient Egypt, the pyramids. Each of the pyramids were built of huge blocks of stone which were dragged down the River Nile on rafts. Thousands of slaves dragged the stone blocks here and put them into place. Nowadays, Egyptian guides tell the story of the pyramids to visitors and take them through the passages and rooms of the Great Pyramid. Near the pyramids is that strange carving, the Sphinx, with the head of a man and the body of a lion. The ancient Egyptians believed that the Sphinx guarded the entrance to the Nile Valley. Wealthy Egyptians liked to spend a winter holiday at Luxor, a town over 400 miles up the River Nile from Cairo. At Luxor is a famous temple and there are other ruins of ancient Egypt near the town. Visitors may travel to Luxor by train or by river steamer. Besides the river steamers, many smaller wooden vessels sail up and down the River Nile. These graceful boats with their triangular sails carry much of the trade between northern and southern Egypt. The most important waterway in Egypt, however, is the Suez Canal. This canal is just over 100 miles long and links the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea. The ships of many nations are constantly passing along the Suez Canal, in both directions. A vessel journeying between Great Britain and India saves 4,000 miles by sailing through the Suez Canal rather than via the Cape of Good Hope. When a ship enters the Suez Canal, a pilot comes aboard to guide it through the narrow channel. All the way along the canal, the ship has to steam at slow speed. This is to prevent its waves from washing down the soft sandy banks. If two ships meet, one of them halts until the other has passed. At the northern end of the Suez Canal, it is the important seaport of Port Said. And we've come to an end. Please leave a like, comment on the video, then subscribe to our channel to support us and keep up to date with future videos. See you soon!